And he's now got lurkers going up as well. He's trying to sneak those Zerglings through to try and defend that expansion. Flash moving forward with purpose. He's determined to try and take that expansion down. I don't think he's going to be able to. Saviour's got another sunken building now. He's got another creep column building, and Flash is stuck at the middle of the map. His Medic and Marine's going nowhere. And really, I think that was a crucial error on Flash's part yet again, forcing his group troops forward when he really needed to be defending those turrets and trying to ward off those Mutalisks. I guess he was hoping that he would just wait for his science vessels, or if he could just pressure Savior back by pulling the Mutalisks back, but Savior stayed there and kept doing the damage. And now, with those turrets gone, Flash has a much harder time defending it. He's now brought those Marines because he's realized that he needs to get that second gas. He can't relinquish that natural export to Savior, but there was a critical amount of time when Flash wasn't mining any gas or minerals, for that matter, from that expansion. And again, Savior just inching forward in his lead. Flash now has got 2 siege tanks out. He still hasn't got a science vessel out yet. But we did see that control tower go up, so I expect a science vessel to be popping out anytime soon. Saviour's now building lurkers. He's now mining from the third gas. He's teching to Hive, and I think Savior probably slightly ahead in this game. I don't think Flash is out of it yet. I think Flash still has a chance of taking this game, but I suppose actually, to be fair, it's probably closer than that. I don't know how far ahead Savior is, but I think the crucial thing is that third gas that Savior has. That often proves crucial in Zerg versus Terran matches. If Zerg can keep that third gas going and keep it alive, then usually it gives them enough impetus to triumph on the day. So Flash now finally moving out. Savior happy to contain Flash in the top half of the map. Now starting to position lurkers strategically on the map, bringing his forces together, just trying to delay Flash while he gets that Defiler tech up. The other problem with this map is that because there's such a long distance between the Zerg and Terran bases, it can be difficult for the Zerg player to actually get... And Flash now not scanning, doesn't have a science vessel with him. He's just lost about 5 Marines, and as well as a medic, to just 5 of Savior's lurkers buried in the ground. Now the science vessel comes out and Flash is forced to go into siege mode to try and ward those lurkers away and pushing himself down the map. Yeah, I think a Terran push for me can be a lot more powerful than a Zerg push, because the problem with the Zerg is that it takes a long time to get those defilers up from the bottom of the map all the way up to the Terran base, and that gives ample opportunities for the Terran player to basically irradiate them and take those lurkers out. Savior now coming and again, where are the Scourges? Savior really needed a couple of Scourges there, a single science vessel, and Savior could have easily... Savior's had a couple of opportunities now where he could have taken that science vessel out and significantly slowed his opponent's progress, but he hasn't. He's got a couple of Scourges, but he doesn't seem to be using them or hasn't brought them up. And again, to me, that's a sign of a Savior not at his peak. He's playing pretty good StarCraft, but he's not there just yet. Flash now determined to take that third gas down, pushing down once again towards that base, realizing that the supply route for Savior is a little bit longer. Savior now getting that Defiler mount up and running, and Savior seems to be content to play a little bit defensively. I think Savior has relinquished some of the impetus that he had in this game. He's given Flash a way back into the game by not getting the Scourges and not taking the science vessel out, and not really confronting Flash, content to allow Flash to push forward. And Savior looks like he's not even defending that base. He's now trying to pincer Flash from both sides, but his main force seems to be stuck at the middle left-hand part of the map, and now Flash comes in. Savior's only got 3 Sunkens up. He hadn't got the rest of the Sunkens up in time. He was building another 2 Sunkens, and they weren't up in time. So now it looks like Savior's going to go for a counterpart. So it looks like Savior's decided to relinquish that base without the Defilers, with 3 bunkers in place. I'm not sure what a great idea this is by Savior. He's conceded that expansion at the 5 o'clock position, feeling that he could probably do more damage to Flash. He's going to be probably able to take on the Savior managed to take off one of the science vessels. He's also trying to cut off Flash's retreat with those lurkers. That's brilliant play by Savior. He's cutting off Flash's retreat in the middle of the map. He's actually trying to go for a complete kill here by trying to get in those lurkers onto those barracks, and he really needs to get those lurkers a little bit more in range. Flash doesn't have a lot of science vessels. Flash really is struggling, and Saviour's actually managed to take out a lot of the SCVs that Flash had at that National Expo as well. Flash's reinforcements have been significantly slowed down by Saviour's forces in the middle of the map. But his reinforcements are arriving. It's just a question of how much damage Savior can do. Saviour's now getting in amongst those racks, and Flash is really going to have to work hard. A couple more Scourges would have really done the trick. If he'd managed to take those science vessels out, it would have been very difficult for Flash with the lurkers. He would have had to wait for a new science vessel to Flash. As it is, Flash is taking significant damage to his forces and to his economy. But Saviour's used up. I'm not sure if really this is a trade-off that in the long run is going to be good for Savior. Yes, he's taken out the bunkers. Yes, he's done damage to Flash's economy. Yes, he's forced him to lift the command center, but Flash is going to be able to plant that command center back down once he's cleared out his base. And Savior, however, has lost that expansion at 5 o'clock, and he's going to have to be forced to actually, the hatchery survived. Critically enough, the hatchery survived. So Saviour's attack forcing Flash to pull back. So the hatchery survives, and now Saviour's also building an expansion at the 9 o'clock position. But Saviour's lost a lot of his ground forces. I guess he has got his Defilers up, and he has forced Flash all the way back into the maze. He's also taken decisive. So both players exchanging body blows, and this match, to me, this match of StarCraft is a little bit like the comparison between if you say are a fan of martial arts films and you watch, say, martial arts films that have really high level of sword play, and it's beautiful and all. I'm talking about something like maybe Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or something like Hero, or any of those kind of those productions, or even The Matrix to an extent, where you see two players exchanging blows for hours upon end, and no one's actually hitting each other, and it's beautiful to watch. But it's not true martial arts. It's not the essence of real combat. This game of StarCraft is much more representative of the essence of real combat, where it's not just players dancing around each other. It's players exchanging body blows, punching each other in the face and in the gut, and just making the opponent bleed and hurt, and it's just a matter of brute strength and who's got the strength to last longer, and it's a little bit more like the Bourne films, and that's what's so great about the Bourne films, where anytime you see a fight in there, it's not two fairies dancing around each other. It's men bashing it out for the win, and the guy and you've got to be able to take hits as well as deliver them, and that's what's happening in this game of StarCraft. Both of these guys have delivered serious blows to each other, and the game is finely balanced. Flash attacking and destroying Savior's economy at the 5 o'clock expansion, as well as all the defenses there. Now heading for that expansion at the 9 o'clock position. Savior's got one sunken up only. Flash stalling, perhaps he's waiting for siege tanks. That Defiler, he needs to get a plague off or something. He managed to get a swarm off the back. That was a little bit careless by Flash. He could have intercepted that Defiler earlier, but he didn't see it until it was too late. Now he's got the Defiler up. The Defiler managed to get a swarm up. Savior, meanwhile, with just a handful of Zerglings, has forced Flash to lift up the command center. I didn't realize Flash was building a command center at the 11 o'clock position. Savior's forced Flash to lift that command center up. Flash looks like he's waiting for reinforcement. Looks like he's trying to keep Savior's forces busy in the middle of the map while he sends another group down towards. And Savior once again with the Scourges managed to take off a single science vessel. I felt he could have provided a little bit more cover for the Surges other than just those Zerglings, but he's managed to push Flash back, and Flash is once again going to venture around and down towards. Looks like he was going to head towards the 5 o'clock expansion of Saviors, but this looks like he's decided not to do that. Meanwhile, he needs to rescue that command center, which is lifted. Now Flash is heading down towards that expansion. Savior's got very little to defend. He's going to be forced to bring his forces on the ground, try and pincer Flash from behind. And Savior has got a decent number of lurkers and Zerglings, but he's got no defilers. This is careless by Savior. He's lost a lot of Zerglings there. He just bought himself time to get those lurkers burrowed. But the problem for Savior is that he doesn't have defilers. He carelessly lost the defiler that he had without really being able to get into position. And now Flash, I think, is going to be able to actually wipe the floor with his base. So that Lurker's going to go down. Savior trying to use the drones to try and block the units, and now he's bringing the Lurkers in from behind. He's going to try and once again take this base. He's definitely going to lose a lot of his drones. He actually managed to save it. Brilliant by Savior. He actually allowed Flash into the base and pincered him. I thought Flash was going to take that Lurker down that was in that base, but Flash obviously didn't focus fire quickly enough, and Savior bringing the drones out to defend it. So Savior's defended that expansion brilliantly, and now I feel Savior is strongly in the lead here. He's got 4 gases running. Flash is getting his 3rd expansion up, has finally got that 3rd expansion down at the 11 o'clock position, and once again looks like this map really produces great games of StarCraft time and time again. I think we had some epic matches on this map, especially involving Savior. I remember Savior versus Nalram from a while back, one of the greatest games of StarCraft I've ever seen. But this game is no slouch itself. It's absolutely fascinating to watch these two guys go at it and try and try and jockey for position, try and jostle each other and try and gain the advantage. Flash, Savior, crucially, I think, has been killing those science vessels time and time again. Flash hasn't accumulated a significant number of science vessels. That being said, he's only pumping from a single starport. He's got about 5 science vessels accumulated now. Savior needs to reduce that number because Flash is soon reaching critical mass. He needs to get a plague off or something. Again, I think the big difference between Savior as he's playing now and Savior as he was at his peak is those little things like the Scourge Micro and those impeccable decision making. Nevertheless, he has shown the same bravery to the point of almost foolhardiness that is typical of his play. He now has set himself up outside Flash's base at the 11 o'clock position. Flash pushing forward once again. Savior seems to be holding Flash off with minimal amount of forces, with just a single Lurker and Defiler. He wards off Flash's force in the middle of the map, buying himself the time he needs to make a push of his own.